Hello, traders. Welcome to TradingWithBill.com. I'm Bill. We're in Pattaya, Thailand. We've got some clouds and some sun. I could be a weatherman. Could be, could not be, rain, no rain, who knows? It's up there. Traders, good to be with you on this Tuesday. Markets really took a blast off yesterday. Um, Dollar weakness. However, the dollar index still remains on investing.com at 95.12. So it's come down a little bit. Wasn't it 56 yesterday when we were talking? So it's come down a little bit. Some pairs have taken, some hits on this to the other side. So important to watch whatever tool you use, dollar weakness and dollar strength, if you're in the dollar pairs, right? Sort of like our guide, how we're going to do that. So what's going on today? Nobody's on a holiday. So let's just scout over to yesterday while we're here. We saw this big move on the charts today on the pound and the euro, and let me tell you why that happened. Yes, the Great British Pound had a disaster yesterday. Yeah, industrial production month on month, all red numbers, right? Manufacturing production negative numbers. They just got really slammed yesterday, and they took the beating for it. So no surprise there why we're seeing these big shoot up candles on the pound, and of course the euro just followed suit, headed in that same direction. So we've got NAB business confidence out of the Aussie today. Keep an eye on that. And that's in about 2 hours. It's currently 6:38 here in Thailand in the morning. That would be 19:38 on Wall Street on a Monday night. French non-farm payrolls comes out of the euro today. Average earnings index plus bonus out of the pound. Climate count change, pound. Unemployment change, pound. Unemployment rate. Don't expect a change in that at 4. And German zoo current conditions out of the euro. Zoo economic sentiment out of the euro. Going into the U.S. jobs openings today. That looks like that's going to probably wrap that up. That brings us all the way pretty much to about close to 11 in the morning on Wall Street when that comes out. Let's take a look at our Thinkorswim platform here. We're going to take a peek at what happened yesterday in the markets. Oil is made a move to the upside a little bit. I watched this in the U.S. Open yesterday, and we can see that this came down here. This 97 was was a target for you. If you were in this, right? If you were in this, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of lower lows and lower highs. I mean, this was really good stuff. Now remember that $1 is equal to $1,000 in profit, right? So we went from 71 all the way down to 67. That's some nice money, right? So at $1,000 a day for 4 days, that's nice. If you were in this, listen, living in Thailand is just awesome. It's paradise. But I don't trade oil because I'm not in the U.S. market. I'm only in the U.S. market. It's about 11 a.m. on Wall Street. So oil's doing its thing. Investing says they're expecting this to go down to 65. It's pretty interesting. Bold statement, I have to say. So we'll see how this goes. But oil, these are buying opportunities, right? At this 67, I would have been saying, whoa, maybe we ought to take our money and look to go to the other side and head to the upside. And if you did that, you're still in this trade. You're still in profit. So that's a great thing. The dollar index, this chart has it at 95.15. Remember, the investing.com had it at 95.12. Gold, pretty much sideways, not doing a lot. No higher highs, nothing. It's just sitting sideways. The VIX took a little hit yesterday. We're down here at 14.6. That's okay. We're above 13. Above 12 is great. So good to see the VIX is still up there. The ES has had a little update. yesterday. Today they look a little bit of green. But when I was in the beginning of the U.S. Open, markets were down. So they must have made a little move to the upside later in the U.S. session. The Euro futures /6E had that uptick, of course, from that move from the pound. And now we're seeing a red candle. So that's what's going on as far as what happened in New York and what we're at right now. So yes, it's time. Let's take a look at some charts, my friends. Let's get to the charts. All right. This is unbelievable. Okay. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's a nightmare. I'm still having my nightmare with TradingView, and I don't know why. Really, I have no idea. Like, this doesn't look right to me. This does not look right to me at all. This chart is not correct, folks. I'm sorry. There we go. All right. There we go. There's my chart. That's not the one I wanted to look at, but we can look at this one. Let's look at the pound here. So here's the pound, and this was data, right? Boom. So what happens here? What happens here is that this data comes out, and hopefully you were either out of the trade or you had some really tight stops, right? But you might have been in the trade because you might have taken this to the upside from this bounce off this 200 and just continued to the upside. So you might have did very well. But if you were bearish from this, hopefully you had some stops in there because otherwise you got slammed and probably losses. This candlestick formation up here is an evening star. And that's a bearish candlestick formation, right? Evening star. So we're expecting this is going to come back to the downside. Now, what are we going to do here? We have to remember that when price does this kind of price action, because of data, okay, price most of the time will come back to the mean. Let me show you. Here's another candle that was data. What happens? Price comes back to the mean, right? Data, price comes back to the mean, right? So I'm expecting this to come back down maybe to this 55 area, 29.85. You know, if we can get it down to that 29.40, that's great, back to the 200. You know, that's the ultimate wish that we would like to see on this pair. Do I think that's going to happen? I'd like to see it. A couple of things I like is we have a nice wide open space here and a wide open space here, not a lot of Forex junk. That's going to interrupt our move to the downside. So I like this. I think this is a good thing. The key is to get triggered. So somebody's saying, well, William, I want to take this to the long side. This looks bullish to me. Yeah. If you want to do that, I would just fib this last swing right here. Just fib that. Alrighty. And I would say at the 618, you'd want to take it to the other side. Okay. So see if you can get a pullback to 618 over here. And you can buy this at that level. Right? So if you're saying to me, I want to buy it, I need to, what's the trade plan to buy that? See if you can come back to that 618, right at that 1.30 level, 1.3010, right? Bullish candlestick formation, right? Nice green solid candle and take it to the upside. Yeah, and really your stop's going to go 1.2980. So it's a very easy trade to the upside. You just need that pullback to that 618, and you have a trade here on both sides for you. I'm more on the side that this is going to come back down. Either way, both sides, and whether you're bullish or bearish, can make some money on this pair today. All right, let's see what's up with this euro and my charts today. All right, so here we are. Here we are. Looks like we're still the same place from yesterday, huh? So this made the move to the upside. It's actually spiked a little mark here at the 16.14. If you sold it, here's the situation. So this came to this level. It's come back down. The key is it's below that 200 exponential moving average, this green line on the chart. So it's below that. Now it looks like it's going to be below the 10. So I have a selling opportunity here. But there's some issues, right? There's some issues. We got a 55 EMA. The positive is we don't have a lot of stuff left of the chart till we get to that 1580 level. So we've got 20, 25 pips that we can possibly get in this and get safe, get to break even, and we'll be okay. I wouldn't look for a long here. There's really no long trade here. This is totally to the downside. Actually, this fib is really out of the picture. There's no need to have that fib on the chart. So we just want, basically, it'd be great if it goes back up to that 200, right? Taps that 200 and then comes back down to the downside. That'd be a nice thing. Or it's just going to continue the downside now. I mean, we're in Asia, so this can just continue to move to the downside. What's your bias? What's my bias? Especially if you look at this chart, it's pretty hard, But especially, I would say this pair is bearish, right? To me, this pair is bearish. But it's a commodity pair. It really dwells on commodities and news and stuff like that. This pair moves in all directions, so just got to keep an eye on that. But yeah, it looks like a decent trade. Like I said, I wouldn't be looking for an upside trade here. I don't see an upside trade here. Here's a New Zealand. Wow, this thing, continues just to tank to the downside. There's not a lot you can do here, my friends. This to me looks like we just need to wait. At a minimum, this needs to come up to this 200 exponential moving average here on the chart. I really don't want to do nothing here. As we've seen in the last week and stuff, what we've seen is that these pairs are not giving us pullbacks. They're just continuing. They're just continuing to drop. So we'll just have to really watch this. Now we got a nice red candle on here. This just might continue to drop. And the trick is how you're going to get into this. Well, one way to do it is you can go down to a 15-minute chart, see if you can get in there. I mean, myself, I don't trade a 5-minute chart. It's just not my thing. But you go down to a 15-minute chart and see what you can do there, and see how you can get in this. There's a chance it might pull back up to this 55 and continue the downside. But to be honest with you, this is a no trade. There's a no trade zone for me. There's nothing to do here, my friends. Just leave this bad boy alone. Right? Just leave it alone. Let it be, and just let it hang out. Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look at the take a look at the euro yen. Haven't seen that in a while. Yeah, another nice move here. Again, this looks, this euro yen looks like, off of that 200, looks really nice. This looks like a nice move to the downside. The difference between this pair and what we just looked at is left of the chart, we have a lot of Forex junk here, right? We got all this to contend with here, right? We're going to contend with all this nonsense here. Well, these levels, we're going to get bounces from, right? So just keep an eye on that if you're going to take it to the downside. If you're going to take it from the downside, you're like thinking, well, maybe I'm in this, right? Maybe I'm in this. I do believe that the yen is stronger than the euro at this point, right? And the yen's really not that strong if you look at other currency matches, right? So, but in this situation, the yen is stronger. And in this chart, if you look at it, it's a bearish chart, right? This is a bearish chart. Had a couple of pullbacks here, right? If you fibbed all these swings, you'd see they're probably Fibonacci levels, right? Right off the 200. Beautiful Forex price action. Comes back down, fibs, bounces off the 55, comes back down. Looks like a data thing here. Comes back up, comes up to the 10. It comes all the way back down, right? Comes down to a level, whatever that is, 12800, whole number, right? What does it do? Boom! Comes back up, gives you a little bit of a pullback, bounce off the 10, boom, right up to the 200. That is classic textbook Forex price action. Just really nice Forex price action right there. All right, so let's just grab over here to our Ikimuku. Here's the old Ikimuku. Here's the pound. So we have data coming out here, so we wouldn't do anything here, but it's outside the cloud. You'd look for this to head to the upside, right? It's outside the cloud. Let's take a look just to see. Take a look at the pound here. This is the pound, right? You know, how are you going to trade this on an Ikimoku? Well, you'd have to wait. You'd have to wait. This needs to come back down, probably to this cloud here at this 130.10 area, and then take it to the upside, right? But I use this as a tool. I don't trade 100% off of this. I use a regular chart. But, you know, this future line is absolutely sideways. No budge on this at all. So I would wait for this. You know, our current price indicator is below price. You know, there's nothing to do here, right? Right? Look at this. This is absolutely gorgeous. This evening star is absolutely beautiful. So, you know, this tells you this should be going to the downside. So there's a lot of things here saying we should be bearish in this, right? Take a look at the Kiwi. Like here, this is, you know, this is what you would expect to see. Price spikes into the cloud, resistance holds, and it continues to the downside. Right, continues to the downside. So, you know, maybe you get past this level down here at 65.13. You know, maybe you're going to wait. Maybe you wait till it gets down to 64.90, and then you would take that to the downside. Or you wait to see if this bounces back up into the cloud, like up at, you know, 65.40, 65.30, so you got some room to play. But remember, the rules go, you don't trade inside the cloud, right? We don't trade inside the cloud. So, yeah, it's doing what it's supposed to do. Let's take a look at the beast. I don't think they call it the beast anymore, but that's what they call it. Pound yen was called the beast when I started. So here we go. You know, the big move, right? Now it's sideways. Nothing to do here. You know, you got to get a bias, and you got to say which way you want to trade it, and then, you know, wait for your setup to trigger here. You know, a lot of people are just going to stick a trend line on this and wait for a trend line break and sell it. Or they're going to wait for this to come down to the cloud, resistance, and then take it back to the upside. Just a little bit of Ikimoku stuff for you today. Traders, great to be with you on this Tuesday. Dark clouds, my friends. The weather has changed in the 9 minutes, 10 minutes I've been with you. The weather's changed already. Absolutely gorgeous. Traders, have a great trading day, and always remember, traders, you want to trade smart and not hard. We'll catch you tomorrow morning, being a Wednesday in Asia. Traders, have a great trading day. Be careful out there. And also, have a little bit of fun. Take care, my friends. Have a great one. Bye-bye.